Yes, today morning we are looking at, do children need strict disciplining? We need to understand what this strict disciplining is. Somewhere we associate disciplining with orderliness, with a certain expected behavior to be exhibited. Strict discipline we kind of associated with the military, where we see soldiers in on those RD parades, trim, clean, crisp, and ready, alert. We do want all of these in all of us. But somewhere it kind of gets diluted. You can begin studying the families where there has been strict disciplining. Some adult, either mother or the father or the grandfather, grandmother, who is in total control of the situation. And it works beautifully many a times. We are looking at some situations where it might not be conducive. No, we need to study the environment, we need to study the effects of my behavioring, disciplining patterns, and to see if it is effective and if it is working. And then, yes, if it is working, go ahead with it. If it is not, then I be willing to modify that. Because somewhere the strict disciplining, it means making a child behave, whatever means. Either through fear, either through force, pressurize them, rather than helping the child learn self control. For this, I, as an adult, as a teacher in the classroom, or as a parent, must have this self control. I need to know what's happening in my thoughts, in my feelings, in my body, and have them all aligned so I am not fragmented, and then be available for the child. Now, look at all these situations. I truly urge every one of you to begin observing people, families, classroom. Just observe, don't label, don't judge. Just observe. Do I have rules that I enforce without explanation? Now, I want this to happen, so just do it. You got to wake up at 5 in the morning, go for a walk, just do it. It's good for you. Of course, all these discipline measures that we take are with great intention of helping the child become a better human being. The intention behind is truly one that helps the child. But the way I do it is something I need to check, right? Do I expect obedience immediately? I tell the child, who's probably wanting to help and carrying a glass of water to give the guest, and I say, stop it, leave the cup, because the child is carrying in a glass cup. And I'm afraid that the child may drop it. And why am I afraid? If it drops, one, I lose the cup. Second, there is a spilled water. It's additional work for me. Third, something may poke my feet and I might start bleeding. It might be a deep cut. There are so many fears associated. So I would rather not have child do it. So I expect obedience. Put the glass right now. Be quiet right now. Else I'll throw you out of the class. I lose control because I'm operating out of fear. Do I enforce rules without explanation? Just check with yourself. And do I expect obedience immediately? Of course, explanation is not going to work many a times, especially with young children, because my body, my physical faculties to understand that instruction, comprehend that instruction, and follow it, understanding the consequences, has not developed yet. My brain has not developed to that extent yet. So, explaining to the child is not going to work. Simple instructions, yes, come here, let's go out for a walk, wear your shoes, they'll work also because I'm also doing it. I'm also getting ready to go out for a walk. I'm also wearing my shoes. So children look at me and imitate. But if I'm just sitting on the couch and I'm giving instructions, try it out. Don't take my words for it. Just give instructions and see if children can truly comprehend, especially if they're complicated ones, especially if you have a hidden meaning. And this you see mostly with adults. Don't expect me to understand you. We won't say it, but there is a lot of confusion. I saw a reel one time. The husband is so keen on eating fish, and wife does not cook meat at home. She doesn't like. She doesn't want anybody to eat. This is also a strict discipline. We are not just looking at children. We are looking more at adult behavior here. So the husband expresses that he wants to eat, and wife refuses in a very vehement way, in a very ugly, disrespectful way. Now what can the husband do? He starts eating out. And then wife finds it out. And then there is a big mismatch in understanding. She's like, you cheated me, you lied to me. He said, what could I have done? So as a third person, you can understand it, but many a times we are in that situation where it's difficult to kind of understand the other person, where they're coming from, allowing that other person to be, and I also be. Right? So there's a fine line here. And all I'm looking at today is, am I being a strict disciplinarian? Right? And when my child does not understand my rules, when my child is not obedient, doesn't listen to me, do I resort to punishment? Any sort. Punishment does not really mean beating them up. Do I scold them? Do I threaten them? Do I withdraw their privileges? Blackmail them? Bribe them? This is a distortion, deviation, which we are teaching children to adopt, and later on it becomes a habit. And you can see many adults now, they work only when threatened that they would have no job or they would be punished. We see that in school systems. We are expected to arrive in the school at a certain time. But then we put a biometric there, and you are 1 second late, your salary is cut. There is pressure used to bring the discipline. We as human beings, do we need it? Is something for us to ponder upon. And I cannot speak for others, but at least myself, in this case of biometric entry, can I be in the school 5 minutes before expected? Doesn't sound a lot. It might be. 5 seconds are also very crucial for the morning hours. But then you see how your salary is cut when you're late. You know that it's a policy. But then when the actual salary is cut, the brunt that you feel, the anger that you have, you feel kind of sidelined and not respected. Don't you think children will also feel the same? somewhere using that authority. In case of children, it's the adult authority, whether I am your parent, I am the child, I am the teacher. It's the adult authority that I'm using. In case of work environment, it's the power position authority. I'm the principal, I'm the director, I get to make the rules because I have to run the school, I am answerable to the parents. So somewhere the authority is used, the discipline is used without people understanding why we are doing what we are doing. And in a setup like school, we may not have time. Even at home, we may not have time. I'm also busy going to work. My family members are to be taken care of. The children have to go to take bus to go to school. So they exist. They exist. But then what do we do? Because the repercussions are far more worse than I can even think of. Right now, I'm getting by the situation. But in the long run, in the big picture, am I contributing a healthy human being to the society? Right? So the best way, when there is a discipline issue, when I'm expecting the rules to be implemented, obedience and resort to punishment, just pay attention to your tone. Is it sharp? Is it impatience? Is it emotionally charged? That is creating the fear in the child. Teachers walk in and bang one big thud with a stick in their hand. They are not beating the child up. But that is enough. Somewhere the focus is on controlling the behavior. So things feel in control, safe, I can manage. I'm not going to be blamed by somebody. If the child is late to the school, we obviously ask the parents, why can't you drop the child 5 minutes early? And the child is also going to tell me that my father did not get ready in time. My father woke up late. Some guests came. My mother was busy giving them tea. So somewhere dropping the child to the school became second priority, whatnot, whatnot. So the parent has this fear of being labeled, judged, compared. So am I operating out of that fear? So the question comes back is, do children need strict disciplining? Do they need it? Or is it on me as an adult, as a parent, as a teacher, to create an environment where there is discipline, where there is expectations are set, mutually agreed and set? Of course, it takes time. Even in school setup, we don't have time. But what is more important? See, once the expectations are set, they are set for a long time. Initially, let's say if a school will adopt this, first 1 month of the school, establish the expectations, establish the rhythm. Let everybody know what is it that you stand for. Buy in the support. 1 month. Then rest of the year, it just flows beautifully. When the child knows my teacher expects the textbook to be open, the notebook to be open, then I keep that open out of respect for my teacher, because my teacher respected me too. When there is a rhythm that every Thursday we write in the notebook, and I want the best handwriting only. That's a strict discipline. But then I have told that to the child, I have set that expectation, I follow it myself, and I allow for the transition. I didn't expect it on the day one I walked in. I gave them a whole month to adjust to it. I repeated it again and again. There was a rhythm set. It is not every day, it is every Thursday we write. And higher classes, if you think one day a week is not enough, say 2 days or 3 days, whatever that you set up. But that is what it is set up, and I follow it through. I am consistent. It is difficult, it is not very easy, it is painful to begin with. But once it is set, the child knows. Then I don't have to discipline. It's just a occasional reminder here and there. I don't have to punish. Every time you threaten, you scold, you withdraw, something in me also is disturbed. And because something in me was already disturbed, I resorted to the punishment. Think about this. I am suffering, not just the child. I am getting fragmented. My thinking, my feeling, my willing, the action to do is getting disturbed. And out of that disturbance is coming out my behavior. And somewhere I think my words are not making an impact, so I have to be a strict disciplinarian. Just follow it. Use my voice to the highest tone, pitch. Scream it out. Create that fear. Is that working? Go back to some of the incidents. I'm sure all of us had one or two people in our lives, one or two times. Go back and how did you feel as a human being? Somewhere we felt ignored. We felt controlled. We felt that my meanings did not matter. The power to manage myself lied outside of me. My father had the power over me. I could not even say what I wanted. And then I begin to shut up. Anyway, I'm powerless. I'm useless. What I say does not matter. Somebody with power, somebody with position, somebody higher up controls me. Then I begin craving to become that higher somebody. You will see that, in the lower grades when the teacher doesn't get promoted and to the next class and her colleague gets promoted. Oh my God, there is so much of disturbance. They may quit school, they may quit the working altogether. Why is it all coming? Somewhere I believed somebody higher than me had the power over me, and I need to be there to be powerful on someone else later on. So think about these points. I'm not saying this applies to everybody. I'm not saying this is the bad way. What I'm saying is, if I am not happy, if I am disturbed, if I'm getting fragmented on a daily basis, then somewhere we need to think, is this required? Should I be disciplining my children in a very strict way? Think about it and, if possible, share your ideas. Thank you.